Good afternoon, Dwayne. How are you?
Not too bad, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Radio Cayman's Talk Today with Sterling Dwayne Ebanks.
But I do have some questions.
There are more questions than answers.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today.
If you're ready to talk, we're willing to listen.
Well, I really enjoy this program today.
Cayman Islands' foremost listeners participation program.
May God bless every person.
Hey, good afternoon and welcome. Thank you so much for joining us here in this truly terrific Thursday's edition of Talk Today. 949-8037 or 949-6990. Stay tuned for Talk Today.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today, the Cayman Islands' foremost listeners participation program. We ask our listeners to avoid statements or comments which are abusive, derogatory, malicious, or defamatory. Do not use any indecent language or make any statement which is false or misleading. Email Talk Today at candw.ky or call 1-800-534-8255.
Courtesy of Flow.
Cayman's #1 network that connects you to your world like never before.
Let your voice be heard. Once again, here's your host, Sterling Dwayne Ebanks.
Hey, good afternoon. Welcome back. I invite you to be part of the discussion. Have you share your thoughts with us? We're hoping to be able to be joined by some of the contestants and the like, talking about the Miss Cayman. Well, not necessarily the contestants, but the organizers, supporters, and promoters. 1 o'clock, Shane Noby Edwards. Noby is supposed to join us at 1. Get a perspective from him, as you know, not only as a trainer, accountant, but a astute businessman and aspiring entrepreneur. He's working well with his ego rides, and we want to get a chance to get his perspective as he sees it. So that's 1 o'clock. But between now and then, well, let's have some open line and have you share your thoughts with us. 949-8037, 949-6990, or 1-800-534-8255. Two quick things I want to share with you. And sometimes I think some of us recognize that, yep, so I need to get that to you, before the day is out, and the day passes into weeks, and sometimes, in this instance, another week it'll be a month. But someone had shared a perspective in relation to this whole notion of development and planning. The idea that, are we looking at sustainable development? Are we talking only about managed growth, or are we actually trying to bring it forward? Now, he referenced the notion that when government, amends its legislation, it puts in place different policies, laws, and the like that allow for not only different types of developments or denser sort of developments, as it were. Are they also looking at what costs it would be, one, from the lost revenues government might get, the concessions it may give, the impact on the infrastructure and the cost to support these new developments, and sharing that seemingly, as we look at so much more, the idea now that you can buy air rights, as he phrased it, what, if anything, will that mean for the government's coffers? How would that impact the people who live in, for want of a better word, these high-rise buildings? How, if anything, would that affect the surrounding, developments, the surrounding vacant properties? A concern that you may have heard the Honourable Ezra Miller sort of query, one that I know so the gentleman has referenced, and others equally. You have a landowner on the left of you and on the right of you. Can that landowner build up on both parcels and then over your parcel after a certain height, thereby blocking you from going up? How do you buy that? How do you acquire that? How is that assessed? Now, it may not be of concern, but he also shared what, when it comes down the road to access to not just views and waterways and the like, but to light, and seeing that in many other heavily developed jurisdictions, the lack of sunlight into parks and other vegetation, onto sidewalks, there are significant consequences to some of the surrounding lands, not just the growth of moss because of the increased shade, but for people to be able to see, without having to use artificial lighting. So that natural light used to come into their building. Now, I'll give you as an example. Only a few thus far, have shared that as their surrounding neighborhoods are being developed, maybe the views that they've enjoyed are no longer there. Maybe the breezes that they could, sit out in their backyard on their front porch and sort of enjoy are being impeded because of not just, denser developments, but more and certainly higher developments. What are your thoughts? 949-8037 or 949-6990. As you think of that, the second sort of point that another group, a small, albeit much smaller group of individuals, have been sharing with me recently. And I was trying to think of how to sort of structure it. And the best way would be, as I asked one of them, are they talking about sort of social re-engineering, where it's seemingly from their perspective, there's this growing concern that as Cayman continues to develop, not only grows its population, but its physical development, the access to education, employment opportunities, and other opportunities for the country. How much of that is A, being driven by Caymanians, B, to the benefit of Caymanians and to the country as a whole, and C, how much, if any, is deliberately being designed, structured in such a way that it may exclude some people. Now, when one of the fellows shared, it is said, well, you're excluding Caymanians, people start to talk about being nationalistic and xenophobic and the like. But he shared recently a few instances where he had to question not only were Caymanians being excluded, but seemingly other Caribbean nationals, and to some extent, other people who seemingly, perhaps the only thing that separated them from the others is that, well, they were all foreign nationals at one point. The only separating thing is perhaps their skin. Now, maybe some have different professional designations, but if it's the color of their skin that is the only distinctive factor as to why one group seemingly has access to some of these things and another isn't, are we now starting to accept, racism and prejudice in our country? It was, he says, one time where we looked at it, and if someone says something, oh, you're anti-foreign, but it seems now that there's a growing acceptance that one foreign group or one particular group, perhaps again as he shared, and as challenged as I am to sort of not only relate this, but to even consider that in a country like this with so many different nationalities, that we're allowing skin color to be the deciding factor, to be that thing that's starting to dictate not only relations but interactions, not only the opportunities that people have, but the access to things that they're able to do, places they can go. And his question and concern is, to what extent has that permeated not only our sort of employment sector and our businesses, but is it in our schools? Has it crept into our neighborhoods? And I must confess, I recall, as he was sharing that, when the gentleman from Jordan would call and he would talk very openly about racism and prejudice, I thought, no, certainly can't be in the Cayman of the 21st century, that we're still looking at skin color and making that be a deciding factor. So this person is of this color, so therefore you're not allowed to come in here. We're going to look at you with contempt and disdain. Now, I would like to believe, that we've moved beyond that. But then quickly recalling the words of Bob Marley, he said, not until the color of a man's, skin is no more important than the color of his eyes, there's going to be, as he puts it, war, strife, and trouble within the land. So what is your perspective on either of those things, and in particular, as challenging, as difficult it is to even contemplate that apartheid-like behavior in our communities, that notion that we are not only if some would say, resurrecting, but perhaps inculcating, importing, and somehow willingly, promoting the establishment of racism amongst the different nationalities and peoples that occupy our lands, believing that with this wonderful blend of different people from all walks of life, that we are truly an example and can live harmoniously. Now, am I living in a bubble? I look around at my own circle of friends and think, where else in the world can I, almost without any effort, reach out and find someone from almost all walks of life, almost every ethnicity and nationality, and seemingly, not only enjoy the company and learn from each other, but eagerly look forward to our next interaction. That is the community in which I live, and one that I would like to know exists. But I must share, after this morning's discussion, I'm at pains to reconsider and think the element of racism and prejudice in this country because of skin color, because of other things, and not just the perception of economic wealth and the like, but there seems to be some who are of the view that maybe because they're white, they're right, maybe because they're wealthy, they have all of the benefits. Would love to be corrected, and certainly would like for you to point me in the right direction. 949-8037 or 949-6990. Or you can send us your thoughts on our WhatsApp, 925-3261. If you choose, you can record a voice note. You can type it and send it across. We certainly and happily will share it with our listeners. And it is difficult when you have people relate to you, not only the experiences they have at a bar or a restaurant, or they're out to a sporting event, or that they happen to sort of encounter in their workplace, even though it may seem to be somewhat subtle. Now, some of us would quickly recall the challenges that women even to this day have relative to being paid, the same wage for the same work, where they're similarly qualified and experienced. And we perhaps believe it's all, equal these days, and accept that it's not, and maybe close a blind eye. But when we see behaviors in other countries, are we perhaps oblivious and naive to think that maybe those same behaviors are not, rampant in our communities or don't exist? But when people say that they have instances that they live in a particular neighborhood, and seemingly where there's a neighborhood gathering, there are utterances by some neighbors that are seemingly directed towards others, and you wonder, what has happened between these neighbors that would cause them to be, want to be so bitter, vitriolic towards the next. Now, neighbors have disputes, but then when over time you recognize that one neighbor's sort of behavior to this neighbor is the same behavior exhibited to other people, and the only determining factor is maybe, the nationality of the neighbor is the same as the others, or the color of the neighbor's skin is the same as the others. Is that, racism and prejudice? And is it, if it is, why is it accepted? Why do we condone it? Why don't we call it out? Your view, 949-8037, 949-6990. Let's pause. We'll take a short break. We invite you to come back and be a part of a discussion. We can have some open line, 1 o'clock. Shane Nobi Edwards will come in and we'll get a chance to talk, not only from the tourism perspective, but specifically get a chance to focus on some of the things from his perspective. Want to be a part of our discussion. So stay tuned. When we come back, we'll go to our phones.
How would you like to drive off in a brand new 2019 all-white Mercedes-Benz CLA 250? On Saturday, June 1st at Mango Tree, you could be that lucky person. The Lions Club of Grand Cayman presents its annual charity fundraising event, Benzorama 2019. That's right, one lucky winner will be announced at the Mango Tree on Saturday, June 1st, and that lucky winner could be you.
If you don't have a ticket, you don't have a chance.
Tickets are $25 each, or 5 tickets for only $100. Proceeds from the funds raised go towards various Lions community projects. Tickets can be purchased online at eventpro.ky, or stop by one of our ticket outlets, including Radio Cayman Studios, Funky Tangs, South Coast Bar, Reflections Food for Less, and West Bay Road SO, or can be purchased from any of our active Lions community members. Benzorama 2019. We are all winners once you support the Lions and our community.
A caring and community spirit, cherished family and cultural values. These are some of the things that still embodies the Caymanian way of life in the Eastern Districts today. Savannah Pharmacy, your neighborhood pharmacy, located in Countryside Shopping Village, is delighted to offer products and services of real value. Whether it's catering to your family's medical needs or carrying apparel, gifts, and beauty products, Savannah Pharmacy provides you with more than just prescriptions. Remember, they're always just around the corner with everything your family needs and convenient opening hours, including Sundays and holidays. Savannah Pharmacy. For more information, call 946-3336.
At Powerhouse Gym, where you feel like home in a multicultural energy environment for all. They are dedicated to helping you achieve your fitness goals. Whether you have decided to get in shape, train for a specific sport, boost your energy levels, or even look your best for a special day. With a variety of sports options, group fitness classes, CrossFit outdoor gym. They provide personal trainers and equipment. Powerhouse Gym, King Sports Center, offers a complete health and recreational environment for the only sports and recreational facility of its kind in the Cayman Islands. For more information, call 946-5464. Email kings@candw.ky or visit www.kingsportscenter.com. Powerhouse Gym, King Sports Center. Serious results, period.
Support our port, support our tourism.
I support building the piers because the cruise industry puts millions of dollars into our economy each year. Without that revenue, young people like me risk facing an uncertain future. Learn more and spread the word.
Looking forward, looking bright. Support our port, support our tourism.
Have you just completed a weekend cleanup project? Do you plan to dispose of old appliances, electronics, or even hazardous waste? Dispose of these items at the 24-hour drop-off site located at the entrance of the Georgetown landfill. This site is open to the public daily for your convenience. Do your part. Keep Cayman clean. For more tips on proper waste handling, visit the DEH website at www.deh.gov.ky.
Talk today. But I do have some questions. Talk today.
Cayman Islands' foremost listeners' participation program.
Talk today.
Because there are more questions than answers.
What the public is saying.
Waiting to take your calls right now. Sterling Dwayne Ebanks.
Hey, good afternoon. Welcome back to Talk Today. 949-8037. 949-8037 or 949-6990. Likewise, you can call our toll-free number at 1-800-534-TALK, 1-800-534-8255. And if you choose, you can also WhatsApp 925-3261. A lot of numbers, and either one you dial gets you here so we can hear from you directly. Some open line, and a quick comment shared with us off air during the break. Someone is messaging, sharing that, seemingly, I was trying to figure out how to read this. Do I read it verbatim, or as the person shared, just say it as it is? The idea of prejudice and racism is rampant in this community from this person's perspective. More subtle in the business places, the people who are being passed over for promotion, people who sometimes may find out about an event perhaps towards the end of the planning stages so that they want to attend. It's challenging to make arrangements, or if they're included, it's not really an invitation, but and then worst the person shares is that we're seeing it not just within our own people and for those who sort of been here forever, but as more and more people come to the shores, they bring with them their own baggage, as it were. And this one has referenced, behaviors and comments by some people, and say, where else in the world would such behavior and comments be tolerated? Shouldn't there be laws against that sort of, in my words, very vitriolic and inflammatory sentiments? Now, 949-8037, 949-6990, or toll free at 1-800-534-8255. We go to our phones. Good afternoon, welcome. You're on Talk Today.
Sterling Dwayne.
My friend, how are you today?
I'm good.
Great to hear from you, man. Hope things are nice and quiet and peaceful, and a gentle breeze is blowing in your neck of the woods.
That's just a hot breeze.
That's what I was told earlier by somebody as well. Why is it so hot on that side of the world, man?
I think we're all guilty of the rising of the climate.
Is that what it is, huh?
Yes, we are. And so I try to limit my time with my cars and those kind of things. So I ride often and, try to be proactive and stuff.
Yeah, man. Well, you're a good example.
But I think what we're talking about is very sensitive, but we have to have the discussion.
Well, I'll be honest with you. I didn't think it would be so difficult to listen to what was being shared this morning, and now to come and do what I was asked. Can you broach this? You got to be able to words and thought. Wow, this is hard. I mean, not to acknowledge it, not to only speak about it, but the fact that we're, as you said, we're ignoring it. So thank you for helping us with it.
Well, there are some people in our community recently have kind of got a stand because it's relevant. I've had some white folks say to me they're kind of concerned because where they're seeing a lot of themselves prospering, they have actually came from backgrounds such as South Africa and certain places where they have seen the marginalization of the native. And then these are folks say,
we're losing you a little bit. I don't know if it's our end, your end, if it's the string that we have between the two cans, but so we're catching you, but we're missing some of the things.
I'll just keep going.
Okay, yeah. All right. Sir? Hello, sir? We're losing that caller. If that caller can hear me, boy, see that? Sometimes some people say when people say things a little bit tight, they don't seem to be able to get through. Caller, if you can try us back, do that. We'll check out the other line in the meantime. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon.
Hello.
Hi, welcome. Are you there?
Yes, I am. Can
Hi.
you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Yeah, well, I just turned the radio on and I caught a little bit about some discrimination going on the island. I just walked out of a supermarket, Hurley's supermarket, and I was appalled by the behavior of the manager behind the counter, non-Caymanian white, definitely doesn't seem to like Caymanians very much. He walks out and he's kind of yelling at the girls to get themselves over to the other counter, and he called them donkeys.
Wow.
I mean, that's so unprofessional. And I hope maybe somebody in the Hurley's group will hear this comment, and that's extremely unprofessional for him to walk out of the back. And he didn't say them to him. He said it in my presence. He says, "Oh, these donkeys." Well, you know what? I have horses, and I make a joke with my customers sometimes, and I call my horse a donkey, but I tell my customers, I said, I'm the only one allowed to call my horses a donkey. Right, because going around calling people donkeys is not very professional and not to me, not taken kindly at all. I mean, that's rude. Why don't you just go and call them black gorillas while you're at it,
Right.
Yeah.
If you could, and I don't want to impose on you, but, call the senior managers, owners, and relay that.
Well, I thought about it, but you know what? You just popped up on the radio.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Why bother? Why bother call them?
Right.
Why not just let the whole world know that they have a manager in there that's showing degrading attitude towards people working under him.
Right. Well,
and that's just rude, and it happens every day in Cayman, and it has a lot to do with people coming here and making lots of money in their pocket, and they're not here because they like us. They're not here because they like Cayman. What they like is with the money going in their pocket.
Yeah. I want to ask you. ask you something because you're the second caller, and hopefully that caller just prior would not be offended and understand that we genuinely had a challenge listening, being able to hear. So hopefully he can reconnect with us, right? You call right after him. The amount of people in the last, this is in almost say the end of May. So the last few months specifically, Caymanians and non-Caymanians, like people who have status, people who have PR, people who have been there forever and just visit, who've shared just what you shared, that growing contempt and disdain. One phrase that I've heard so much recently, sort of anti-apartheid, sort of apartheid-like behavior amongst some towards others. You're saying this is a daily occurrence in this country?
Yeah, we could put aside all the Caymanian, non-Caymanian stuff. I'm happy to put all that aside.
Yes, ma'am. Mm-hmm.
And just basically say that people need to adhere to human rights in the workplace, regardless of where you're from and where you're going, and be respectful to each other, because that is not happening in Cayman. And there's lots of workplaces on this island. One of the dolphin places, they have all Mexicans working there. All Mexicans. And I will tell any Caymanian, if you happen to decide to go and get a job there, you will not stay there long, because when you have one or two Caymanians and one or two Jamaicans and all Mexicans, they will find a way to squish you out of there, especially if you're a good worker, because you're threatening them to take their jobs from them.
So then,
and it is time for the government to put something in place in these workplaces to protect not just Caymanians, people in general. Because in America and other places in the world, a manager that spoke like that, and he should lose his job, and he probably would lose his job. In America, that kind of behavior is not tolerated, because America is full of people from all different places, and you cannot go around your life discriminating other people and calling people donkeys. And companies should not be allowed to hire one predominant nationality in any workplace. If you go to Dolphin Discovery, it is all Mexicans. It is so bad that the tourists cannot even understand what the Mexicans are saying. So it is time for the government to do two things to control. They should not accept unprofessional behavior in the workplace. People should be notified that if there's any prejudice, you can lose your job immediately. And they should not be allowed to take out work permits for one predominant race of people in one company. There should be a balance.
Right. Well, I certainly hear what you're sharing. I'll give you two examples that I've heard again recently. One, the individual is on a work permit, and allegedly, I'm told that's how we should phrase it, allegedly the manager, the employer, the owner, whatever that title is, of the senior person, make disparaging comments from time to time, and like you said, calling people donkeys, referencing to skin color and the like, and sometimes with a somewhat of a smile, so try to pass it off as a joke. The fellow on the work permit says, end of the day, doesn't matter, I'm bigger than that. I need this paycheck. I got a family back home to take care of, right? And the other instance, the Caymanian or the person who has status or the person who has secured a tenure doesn't accept those comments and will either retort or defend or sometimes just quit. Now, the person who's making these comments, I would say racially, slurs and the like, is able to continue whether on permit or continue without sanction. As you shared, what is happening in our society where these things are allowed to just go unchecked day in and day out?
Taking out work permits for people is exploitation of the human race, because when a company owns a work permit for a person, they don't just own that paperwork, they own that person. And I think that it's wrong that people have been brought here to work for $3 or $4 or $5, even $6 an hour is not enough to survive on this island. So if they're even getting that, I have never seen an Asian person working on this island that doesn't look overworked and not very happy. Because when if you owned a company and you had the choice between hiring a Caymanian and owning the responsibility of paying pension insurance, and they work with you for 25 or 30 years, and then you have to give them what you owe them at the end of the day, versus taking out a permit for some Asian that's only going to be around for a few years, and you send them back home, which one are you going to do? No company wants to hire Caymanians because they want cheap labor. So it's not that Caymanians are lazy, it's the companies do not want to hire Caymanians because we cost a little bit more. And we're going to stay around so long that eventually you're going to owe us some money after 25 years. So I think the government needs to do a lot of changes. If they even took away the whole thing of work permits and let foreigners come in here and work as they please without no work permits, that would be better for Caymanians than having work permits, because then it would be fair play all across the board. Foreigners can come here and get as much jobs as they want, and it would take away the stigma from the whole situation. But, you know, if you're a company owner and you choose between a permit person and a Cayman person, no company wants a Cayman person because we have to be paid properly. They want to make money and they want cheap labor, and it's exploitation of the human race. It is 20th century slavery, and I'm going to leave it at that for somebody else to make comments.
All right, well, thank you for sharing that. All right, enjoy your afternoon. Quick break at 1:45. When we come back, let's join the callers. Stay tuned.
Attention accounting service providers. According to the Anti-Money Laundering and Counter-Terrorist Financing Regulations, all firms providing accounting services, including but not limited to bookkeeping, payroll, accounts preparation, or tax advice, are required to register with the Cayman Islands Institute of Professional Accountants by the 30th of May. A free lunch and learn workshop will be offered on Friday, the 17th of May. For more information or to sign up for the workshop, please call 749-3360 or email admin@ciipa.ky. For additional information, you can also visit cipa.ky. That's ciipa.ky.
From happy beginnings to happy ever after,
Brit K protects your lifestyle with the best insurance cover at the best possible price.
Health insurance with far-reaching benefits.
95% of claims settled in 5 days.
Low-cost life insurance.
And investments.
Security in retirement.
With a custodian pension plan.
For happy beginnings and a happy ever after,
visit britk.ky or call 949-8699.
Brit K, where people come first.
How would you like to drive off in a brand new 2019 all-white Mercedes-Benz CLA 250? On Saturday, June 1st at Mango Tree, you could be that lucky person. The Lions Club of Grand Cayman presents its annual charity fundraising event, Benzarama 2019. That's right, one lucky winner will be announced at the Mango Tree on Saturday, June 1st, and that lucky winner could be you.
If you don't have a ticket, you don't have a chance.
Tickets are $25 each, or 5 tickets for only $100. Proceeds from the funds raised go towards various Lions community projects. Tickets can be purchased online at eventpro.ky, or stop by one of our ticket outlets, including Radio Cayman Studios, Funky Tangs, South Coast Bar, Reflections Food for Less, and West Bay Road SO, or can be purchased from any of our active Lions community members. Benzarama 2019. We are all winners once you support the Lions and our community.
Headlines. With the latest headlines.
Headlines.
All the news when you want it. Tune in to Radio Cayman for hourly headlines of the day's top stories.
One of Cayman's bright and shining young stars.
Local, regional, international.
Headlines.
Turning to international news. Updates on the hour between 7 a.m. and 6 p.m. on weekdays. Radio Cayman News.
Headlines.
Your voice, your choice for today's biggest news.
Talk today. But I do have some questions. Talk today.
Cayman Islands' foremost listeners' participation program.
Talk today.
Because there are more questions than answers.
What the public is saying.
Waiting to take your calls right now. Sterling Dwayne Ebanks.
Hey, good afternoon. Welcome back to Talk Today. It's open line. We do have some callers. Thank you for sharing with us as we go straight to our phones. Welcome you on Talk Today.
Mr. Dwayne?
Yes, sir. How are you, my friend?
All right. I just listening to the conversation.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, it's finally time.
Well, it's not an easy one, but certainly as the first caller hopefully will join us back shared, yeah, we need to have it.
Yeah, I hope he does, because he was going into something very important.
Yeah, and we couldn't hear him. He was breaking up. It was so hopefully. Anyway, you're here now, so share with us.
Yeah. So I hope he calls back.
Yes, sir.
What to do with this thing on racism? I
Mm-hmm.
mean, come on now. You think we can't see that really still goes on?
Mm.
No, I don't think so. I'll ask you a question. You know the real color of vanilla, right?
The real color of vanilla.
Yeah, you know that, right?
yeah.
Yeah, it's black.
But it's interesting how vanilla gets such a, people say, oh, that's vanilla, such a bland, sort of connotation, when really it's a wonderful flavor, right?
Yeah. But they were saying that they made it white because nothing so black should ever taste so good.
Mm-hmm.
That were the reasons why they changed the color, supposedly. But in my perspective, I've always seen racism no matter where I go.
Mm-hmm.
You see the color I am, right?
Yeah.
Right. So I come to realize that, this part I read one time, something about the Nazis. They were saying we got all be judged not by the color of our skin, but the length of our nose. You understand?
Yep.
So that's even more deeper than the color of our skin. And I hope people don't stop discussing this, because this was really holding us back. That somebody with money in special suntan, that they can come here and boss and tell us what to do from what we can't do. And it is not to blame us, that we're not fighting back, right? It's to blame what we call a house slave that's in this place representing us. A house slave is somebody that is always willing to turn against his own.
Mm-hmm.
You know why? Because they fear that if they ever come back to us, they fear that what we might do them, then what the master might do them. The master might give him more chicken parts or more cuts of the meat to go and enjoy himself. But if he ever come back to us, he can never look the same to us. You know that? And those are the most dangerous ones, Mr. Dwayne. And you see those guys there, and it's not only guys, it's women, it's all too.
Yeah. Those people, yeah.
Those people are the most dangerous people in society. Those people are the most dangerous people in society. Let me tell you that right now. If anything you want to talk about, you try to make sure you acknowledge that there is a switch or a flip-flop around us all the time that is willing to give us up. That will sell his grandmother to make sure that they look good in front of these rich white people. And how I heard somebody say it on the radio is that the world needs rich people. I don't think so. I don't ever believe that. Don't ever bring that argument to me about the world has always had rich people. No. You know how much people in this world own the money? You can tell me how much?
No, tell us.
26.
26.
26 owns more than me and you.
Yeah, it said that the wealth is concentrated in a very small number. Huh?
And did you think they got there through hard work? If you go and you touch their hands right now, that's soft as pudding.
Yeah, but maybe with smart work.
No. Even at smart work, your hand get crippled from all the writing you had to do. You understand?
Well, there's a third world song that talks about, I want to know the names of the faces of the men that sort of fought the plains of the wars of fought in places that we don't know their names, So it's the shadow figures in the background,
Yeah, definitely them. There's always there. There's always there. And me, I try to make sure I don't want nothing to do with it.
Yeah, man.
I'm sorry, but you see too, if they realize how important we are to them, they will try to treat us better. Because you see if those Jamaicans ever say, you know what, we build these places here, this ours, we not business about your pay, and they just decide say that they're gonna take that over. What else you can tell them? You would need an army to move them already. You would have to go. You would have to come up with some real good argument if they decide not to take money and decide to take the land in with the space that they built upon as their payment for doing your work. If they really decided to do that, you know how much a mess they would be in? No, the trick is to always have that house slave around and be like, no, boy, play cool, take that $500 level party.
Yeah, man.
Cool.
All right. Listen, thanks for sharing. Let's pick up the little line, though. Good afternoon and welcome. You're on Talk Today.
Good afternoon, Sterling.
Good afternoon. How are you?
Pretty good. Sterling, that guy had some good points there. And the lady before, I agreed with a lot of stuff she said, because I was in that same grocery store some months ago. And I don't know if he was a supervisor or manager, who he was, but he couldn't find one of the workers. And when he did found them, he took him and scolded him on the floor in front of the customers. And the more the gentleman was telling him what he did and where he went, this supervisor manager wouldn't ease up on him. He just keep barging him, insulting him on the floor, and customers are walking around and so forth. So, what a lady say about what she saw up there, I saw it too, and it was a white and black situation. You understand? I don't have to say no more about that. You know what I mean when I say that. Sterling, I heard the government said at some point in time that the island is in a better place now than it was sometime gone by. Sterling, I don't know how to believe that, because every time you turn around, Sterling, the gas is going up. Our gas price must have dropped about 2 months ago, and there it's back up again. Okay? Our groceries ain't going nowhere. So I want to know how we can be in a better place. Every time you turn around, the prices are going up in this island. You don't even get value for your gas out of the gas box at no point in time. Even if they take up a 20 cents, or what the case may be. And to say that the island is in a better place than it was before now, I don't know who it's for. It's not for the average Caymanian, paper Caymanian, or non-paper Caymanian. And certainly I heard a commercial I think it was today or yesterday, in regards to the port, and something in effect, and had this man up on the screen stating that, if we don't get this clear, there'll be no ships coming to the Cayman Islands. But I recall on the 26th of September, the gentleman said, if we don't build a pier, we will not see the mega ships, but we will have cruise ships coming to the Cayman Islands, regardless of a pair or no pair, because Cayman is one of the favorite destinations for the cruise passengers. Just want to leave that with you.
Well, yeah, I find that this whole issue with the port is one that has sort of caused a few people, to share some sentiments with me that I'm hopeful that they'll also share publicly, because it's more to the point of how do we move forward as a country to ensure not just the cruise tourism aspect and the financial sort of benefit that'll accrue to the economy, but equally, ensuring that our lifeline of our foods or other goods are able to come in, so that we have the cargo operations there as well. And as you probably already know, there are a number of people who are in favor of the port, but who are cognizant that they need more information as to what it's going to cost, what will the final design, who will be, the sort of the main winners of the design and the bid and the construction and all the other aspects that come with such a lucrative contract, and then what potential it could be, the economic as well as the environmental as well as the social implications, of the project. It's unfortunate that it's so political, huh?
I tell you, I just can't wait to see what the outcome going to be, if it's going to be a port or no port, because this thing is just being blown out of proportion in so many aspects that we don't know who to believe sometimes. We're supposed to be able to believe the government. They're supposed to tell us all the truth and nothing but the truth to help me God. You know, so we just got to wait and see what's going to play out. And I just wish that we could get some sort of price control in this island because we all got to survive. And when it comes to the gasoline, it is ridiculous.
Yeah.
You can have gas price a month and a half ago, $4.41. Now it's almost $5. What is $4.56 or $4.40 something?
Yeah.
You know, if you wake up in the morning and you come out here and when you see things, it just kills your spirit. And you're like, what the heck are you living for? Who are with you? Who is on your side to see that you can survive in such a small island? Still, we have nowhere to go.
Yeah.
People are in England, and they're going to come back eventually.
Well, running is never the answer, right? Listen, thank you, and respectfully, let me ask you to leave us there so that at the very least I can show DJ Lynn the same respect. You know, I show Susan and try to hit the bricks when I can. When we come back, more talk today.
From district to district, moving through the waters to Cayman Brack and Little Cayman. Your station, your voice. All things Cayman. One radio, many people. This is home.
Radio Cayman in the Cayman Islands.
Radio Cayman.
Radio Cayman's newsroom. These are the biggest stories right now.
Students across the Cayman Islands are heading to Margaritaville Resort tomorrow from 8:30 a.m. to 2 p.m. for the Child Month Youth Conference. The session will address inspiring, motivating, and respecting kids, as well as how to network after leaving school. The theme for the conference is #IAM, and organizers are encouraging participants to share who they are under that hashtag on social media. Good afternoon, I'm Dion Anglin with your headlines and news elsewhere. High-level talks between Venezuela's government and opposition have taken place in Norway. An ambassador for the embattled country has confirmed. The government and the opposition have been engaged in a bitter power struggle since January, but reports of a meeting between the two sides in Norway's capital, Oslo, emerged today. Theresa May has promised to set a timetable for the election of her successor after the next Brexit vote in the first week of June. The agreement follows a meeting between the Prime Minister and senior Tory MPs who are demanding a date for her departure from Downing Street. If she loses the vote on her Brexit plan, already rejected 3 times, sources say she would resign. And a pregnant teenager has been found in Chicago 3 weeks after her baby was cut from her body, police say. 19-year-old Marlene Ochoa Lopez was found strangled behind a house where she is alleged to have been lured to collect free baby clothes on April 23rd. The baby boy, who is in critical condition, was taken to the hospital the day she disappeared after a 46-year-old woman claimed to have given birth. DNA tests have now revealed Ms. Ochoa Lopez is the mother. That's a wrap of your headlines. I'm Dion Anglin.
Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands.
What's happening in your community? News and information, music and more. You can find us. www.radiocayman.gov.ky. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Radio Cayman is your choice, your voice for today's biggest news. Radio Cayman.
CUC advises participants in the Green Iguana Culling Program to exercise extreme caution around the CUC's poles and power lines, especially when extracting iguanas from trees or branches that are in close proximity to poles and power lines. Participants should keep all objects such as poles, sticks, or hooks away from any CUC equipment to avoid any electrical contact. For further information, please contact our customer service team at 949-5200 or via email at service@cuc.ky.
How would you like to drive off in a brand new 2019 all-white Mercedes-Benz CLA 250? On Saturday, June 1st at Mango Tree, you could be that lucky person. The Lions Club of Grand Cayman presents its annual charity fundraising event, Benzorama 2019. That's right, one lucky winner will be announced at the Mango Tree on Saturday, June 1st, and that lucky winner could be you.
If you don't have a ticket, you don't have a chance.
Tickets are $25 each, or 5 tickets for only $100. Proceeds from the funds raised go towards various Lions community projects. Tickets can be purchased online at eventpro.ky, or stop by one of our ticket outlets, including Radio Cayman Studios, Funky Tangs, South Coast Bar, Reflections Food for Less, West and West Bay Road, SO, or can be purchased from any of our active Lions community members. Benzorama 2019, all winners once you support the Lions and our community.
Talk today. But I do have some questions. Talk today.
Cayman Islands' foremost listeners' participation program.
Talk today.
Because there are more questions than answers.
What the public is saying.
Waiting to take your calls right now. Sterling Dwayne Ebanks.
Hey, good afternoon. Welcome back to Talk Today. Certainly going to have the good company, as promised, of Shane and Nobi Edwards, and invite you to be part of our continuing discussion. You can take your calls and we can talk about a number of things. I've quickly brought them up to speed, but the idea, Nobi, thanks first off for coming on board and joining with us this afternoon. Appreciate you taking some time out of your busy schedule. Hope you didn't have to ride all the way in from East End.
Really, but thanks. It's good to be here, actually.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Well, first off, how are things, with eco rides? I mean, it's amazing to see someone like you, not just professional qualified, but with that acumen and the desire, whether it's an early morning ride or whether it's evening time. I look at you and my brothers. You go to university, you get your education, but you still want to be a very direct and involved part of our tourism product. The ambassador, hands-on, front and center, right with the customers. I mean, you can't get no better than that, man.
Yeah, boy. No, it's been going great, to be honest with you, and it's a lot of work, though. I'm up sometimes at 4 a.m, and I get I'm always online trying to market my company and stuff. Yeah. I've just taken advantage of almost everything that has fallen in my way with this. One is actually doing photos. Nayaman Photography is my company, and just started taking photos on my tour, and happy that I had a professional photographer that said, you have good composure, you should try to go into taking photos. And I just worked on that, and now just came back from Jamaica Carnival, just did the Cayman Badamanu, going tonight to do some stuff, going this weekend to K-Mass and stuff. And it's great because now I'm using my photos to promote my district, my business. And I feel I'm a part of the big reason why a lot of people are coming to East End nowadays. Not saying I'm the only thing, but I'm out there promoting it every day. And people are telling me about it, not just my guests, but other people who are online saying, great job, great photos, where's this? We'd like to go there. People go there, take a photo, send me and said, we've been here, Lovers Ball, whatever. So we need more people in doing this. We need more people letting people know about our district or wherever you are in Cayman. I'm just promoting where I'm at.
East End.
But there's a lot to see over there. Not necessarily that we want it to be developed in a unstructured way, but we want people to come and visit. Yeah. And this can open up a lot more in terms of the economy for the district of East End, because a lot of small business up there wait for people to come to the district to buy food, to do other stuff, and then maybe we can fall into where other small businesses actually get involved in the district as well.
I like your drive, the enthusiasm. I look at you and people like you, and I see this seemingly what should transpire, but hasn't happened to the extent that we think it should. Whether we look at the tourism sector, and let's focus on that. We have, because of our growing expansion, the need for more people to be employed in the sector to cater to the increased volume of people that we have. But if our own people are not on the ground and involved or not benefiting from it, then sometimes the question is asked, well, who are we developing for? What is the point? But how can someone tell about something if they don't have that sort of knowledge, that experience, that same vested interest? I look at some of your photos, for instance, and even though I may know sometimes where the photo is taken, I see it in a different light. There are times when I look at some of the photos and go, okay, I don't recognize that. but it's the way you have sort of composed it and maybe have zoomed in on a certain thing, and it takes a while. Your photography is amazing, man. You really have an eye.
No, man, I just trying a thing,
Trying to. I think you know, but I think.
Yeah.
But no, be from that perspective though, it is. So in preparation for a discussion today, I reached out to, and sadly, I can almost count them, the number of Caymanians who are in the sector as entrepreneurs, people who have, like you, perhaps other qualifications and could do other things, but their true love is either running the boat or working in somewhere in the sector where they want to be. And I found a couple of things I could share with you. Some family and friends will look at them and say, well, why don't get a job, go work in a bank, law firm, put that education to better use, make more money, or whatever it is that they say. So there's a negative connotation from some of us. Two, if they go to a bank and they say, I need to borrow to expand my business, I want to borrow to buy a piece of land, build a house, or what have you, the banks look at them in a very, very less than friendly way, right?
Yeah.
And then the third thing is that not only the local sort of population, but the others aren't as supportive of the Caymanian. So if you're on the beach selling lollipops, people will not buy from you, but they'll buy from a foreign competitor selling inferior lollipops. And I thought, and that has been across the board, the three top things that most of the Caymanians in the sector have relayed to me, not just the conversation I had yesterday, surveying a few people, or last week, or last month, or last year. Is that what you're finding in the sector? The banks, for instance.
Well, first off, I didn't go to the bank.
No, fair enough.
Anything, so I'm lucky in that respect, right? Because I've been a little bit blessed, and I'm thankful. But it was hard, you know what I mean? I had other struggles with stuff. I've struggled with bank and stuff times too. But I think that's a big part of the reason why a lot of, you said the first one, the negative connotation.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the first reasons why people don't go into the sector, because when I was riding my bike out there, they're like, shh, you gone riding bike.
You going off or something?
Yeah. But I can tell you, right, that what we all put in this world for is to do something that we enjoy and to make a contribution. That's how I feel. I haven't yet had any kids. That contribution probably isn't there, but I do a lot of other stuff, right? And I can tell you that the other morning I was doing a tour, and I just can't remember a time of me being as happy as I was on the tour with people who appreciated what I was doing.
You provide a wonderful product and service, excellent ambassador. No, but I want to pick up on that, because that's the thing that we don't see often enough, and that's what brings us back, the repeat visitors. We do have a call online in the studio. Nobi sits with us. Let's go to our phones. Good afternoon, welcome. You want to talk today?
Good afternoon, Dwayne. I'm not sure they put me on if there is open line. I have important issue I want to say.
Okay, well, listen, we want you to say it, just so that you know. We have in the studio our guest, Sheen Nobi Edwards. We're going to be talking about tourism. We're going to be focusing on sort of the idea of the Eastern Districts and the like, but certainly share your thoughts with us. We can weigh in on it, man.
It's something connected to that issue.
Yeah, man, go ahead, man. Share your thoughts, man.
You see the problem in the Eastern District now, from Town going to Eastern to North Side, is the issue of the seaweed, and it's killing the tourism. It's killing the people are suffering from the bad smell. The situation is unacceptable. Tourists is running from the Eastern District now. They are not too much reservation in the hotels. There is not much people want to go there as used to be, and I think it is killing the tourism in the Eastern District, which I see people trying to promote the Eastern District, like your guest and other people, but we need a solution for that. And I think from my research, I did some research in the issue of seaweed. There is something like a boat. It's you drive it and it's harvest the weed from the water and it's loaded in the back of that machine. It's like a boat, but it's a machine which is harvest all the seaweed from the water, throw it away, and then you can get rid of it. I think the government need to look at this problem. I see them, maybe they will look at it when it reaches 7 Mile Beach, but when it reaches 7 Mile Beach, then the problem is becoming difficult to solve. And now we have the problem in the beginnings, and it's very, very disturbing. The smell is bad. People are resident, tourists, people driving in the road. I mean, it's not something. Yes, it is not the fault of the government. The government tried in the beginning to clean up the beaches and stuff, but I don't know why they stopped now. I don't see them doing anything about it. And it's if you go by Budintown gas station, it looks like a red desert. The sea, the top of the sea, it's for a long distance, and the smell is unbelievable. You know, it's unacceptable, and the government needs to sit down and find a solution for that.
What do you think the solution would be?
As I said, there is this machine which is take the seaweed from the water before it reaches the shores. It's cost, I think, from my research, I see $70,000. If they buy 10 machines and they use them, and maybe the government could rent them to the hotels, could, they make money from it, and then they could pay back the cost, or they can, at least somebody raise funds in this island to buy those machines and use them and get rid of the seaweed coming in a big quantities and balling over each other.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, it will become a serious problem, and we don't have no tourism in this country. And then the economy is already in a bad shape because the prices of gas, people are suffering. As you see in the gas station, almost $5 for a gallon of gas. And people are, I question the government. Where is the government of controlling? We hear about this French company buy the gas stations. They raising the prices of gas and people, and nobody telling them stop. You can't do that.
Right.
So,
well, it is. Listen, thanks for sharing that with our guests and with you respectfully. Let's pause, take a break. Is our call in line? We'll get to that as well. So stay tuned for Talk Today.
Pastor Garrett Haylock and the congregation of the Church of God Outbreakers on the Seaside would like to invite everyone to their revival services from Tuesday, May 21st to Saturday, May 25th at 7:30 p.m. and on Sunday, May 26th at 6:45 p.m. For transportation, please call 928-7377 or 916-1345. The Church of God Outbreakers on the Seaside, inspiring others to be what God wants them to be.
Emma, what do you think of when you hear Toastmasters?
Honestly, I think of people raising glasses and making a toast.
Really? Well, that's far from what we do. Why not come out to our event, Sounds of Expression?
Ooh, tell me more.
Well, it's going to be an awesome evening of intimate poetry, live music, and refreshments. Come out and enjoy a little taste of the diverse talents of our Toastmasters. So, will you be there?
Of course, girl. How can I not? Poetry, live music, food, I won't miss it.
Fantastic. Now don't forget Georgetown Town Hall, May 29th at 6 p.m. Admission only $10.
A Toastmasters fundraising event proudly sponsored by Radio Cayman,
Star 92.7,
Audio Wave,
The Performance Lab,
FunFit,
Acorn Publishing, and Sing's Roti Shop.
Sounds of Expressions. Visit Sing's Roti Shop for tickets. All proceeds go to our youth leadership program.
How would you like to drive off in a brand new 2019 all-white Mercedes-Benz CLA 250? On Saturday, June 1st at Mango Tree, you could be that lucky person. The Lions Club of Grand Cayman presents its annual charity fundraising event, Benzarama 2019. That's right, one lucky winner will be announced at the Mango Tree on Saturday, June 1st, and that lucky winner could be you.
If you don't have a ticket, you don't have a chance.
Tickets are $25 each, or 5 tickets for only $100. Proceeds from the funds raised go towards various Lions community projects. Tickets can be purchased online at eventpro.ky, or stop by one of our ticket outlets, including Radio Cayman Studios, Funky Tangs, South Coast Bar, Reflections Food for Less, and West Bay Road SO, or can be purchased from any of our active Lions community members. Benzarama 2019. We are all winners once you support the Lions and our community.
Radio Cayman's premier health show,
For the Health of It with Tara Bush,
is brought to you on Saturdays at 9:30 a.m. and Wednesdays at 7 p.m. on 89.9 and 93.9 FM. Proudly brought to you by the Cayman Islands Civil Service Association. For more information on how you can become a member or the benefits of the CICSA, please visit www.cicsa.ky. For your convenience, the CICSA offices are open on Mondays from 9 to 12 p.m. and Thursdays from 1 to 4 p.m.
For the Health of It with Tara Bush.
Cayman Islands' foremost listeners' participation program. Because there are more questions than answers.
What the public is saying.
Waiting to take your calls right now. Sterling Dwayne Ebanks.
Hey, good afternoon. Welcome back to Talk Today. In the studio, good company of Shane Noby Edwards as we sit and talk about tourism, in particular focusing on the eastern districts. Just prior to the break, we had a call online talking about this, this seaweed and like. Before we go to the phones, though, Noby, your thoughts?
Yeah, well, I think that first off, he was correct that sargassum seaweed is a problem. I talk about it on my tours every day. All the things that people don't talk about, I talk about. Right? And it actually is not don't have anything to do with us here. It comes from out of the Atlantic Ocean, and they say it's because of global warming. And this is really, again, another correct statement he made, is that this is probably the worst it has been that I've seen it for Bodden Town, especially East End too. But he is incorrect when he says that it's running the tourists from the district of East End and it's less people are going there now. Now, some of the food places are having issues on the shoreline because people don't want to eat with that scent being there. But I can tell you, and I can assure the gentleman that probably have not been on the road as much as I have from East End to North Side, this last busy season was actually the most people I've seen in a long time, last 3 years, that I have been doing my tours. Most of the homes on North Side, East End were occupied because we don't only have the resorts. We have villas or private rentals. And when I'm riding along, you can see who's there, who's occupying. So I think he's incorrect when he says that. And, East End, we can't control the sargassum seaweed. But of course, government or other entities can put something in place to, like the machine he's talking about, maybe to help it. But I think that's going to be a huge task. And further to his comment, what he should also point out, if he did research, is that all of the Caribbean has been affected by sargassum seaweed. It's not just Grand Cayman, right? I've had guests that said it was so bad in other countries that it was difficult for them too. So they're realizing that this is not just a Cayman Islands thing; it's a Caribbean thing. I like to try to be as positive as possible, right? Because when you start saying something is bad, something is bad, people think it's bad. You got to think about the positive parts of it. We still have a very good economy, very good tourism economy, because Cayman is still a very safe place. And our products and services are, even though they're expensive, I think we still deliver them well.
Offer value for money?
Exactly. That's my opinion. Right. People that I've met on my tours enjoy Cayman. Of course, they enjoy my tour too, but they enjoy Cayman. So let's talk about that. Of course, these things need to put in place and help it, but to make things continue to be better. But it's hard for the government to take it upon themselves to do with the whole island, with sargassum seaweed. Now, again, he said he's not seen them doing anything. we have public beaches in our district in East End, and both those public beaches are being maintained and they're being cleaned. Matter of fact, I'm very proud of how the government is dealing with this, because the people on my tours like almost everything they're seeing compared to other places they've been.
Mm-hmm. Good stuff, man.
Right.
I'm glad you're playing a role in that too. I certainly want to talk to you more about the tours, but as we speak to Nobi, let's go to the phones and pick up this other caller. Welcome. Okay, well, call will be. So when that caller returns, we'll go back and join them. 949-8037 or 949-6990. You can call us toll free, 1-800-534-8255. Or you can WhatsApp 925-3261. Now, Nobi, as we look at tourism and in particular tourism in the eastern districts, and the idea that we're going to share the wealth, share the joy, because the Cayman Islands, although they're three separate islands, they're as much alike as they are different, but they're beautiful. But even if you were just focused on the Grand Cayman, whether you're up in the Barcas area or in East End or you're in points in between, there's a lot of beauty and a lot of undiscovered gems. Eco tours, right? Eco rides. Tell me about your thing, because what I'm thinking is not just the tourist who makes the booking online and however which you're directed, but those of us who live and work here, Caymanian or non-Caymanian, whether you're on a work permit, whether you're sort of visiting friends and family. It'd be good to come out and get a perspective and see things that you don't normally make time to see. So first off, yeah.
Well, that's true. And I have some good friends that from the time I started my tour, they went on a tour with me. I can name out some people that have really been good on the tour, and they've experienced something new. And it's great for people to come out and experience something new, but just know that you're going to be sweating.
You're riding a bicycle, right?
You're riding a bicycle.
Oh, wait, tell us about that.
Air conditioned.
All right, let's go to these phones, get these callers. Hey, good afternoon. Welcome. You're on Talk Today.
Good afternoon, Jay.
Hey, good friend, man. How are you today?
Okay, and good afternoon to Mr. Edwards.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, when it comes to the seaweed, there's one thing that we can talk about it that is good, and that is it's good for fertilizer. I don't know if too many people know that, but it's some of the best fertilizer you can find in the world.
So maybe we should be getting doing some mulch or some fertilizer and taking it to A.L. Tom's and let them sell it local.
Well, if people want to collect it and people are willing to buy it, it's something really useful that you can do with it, and that's a known fact. Thank you very much.
Thank you for that too. And we'll go to the other line. Good afternoon and welcome. You're on Talk Today. Hello, good afternoon. All right. When you're able, just join us, and certainly we can have you share with us. Hey, good afternoon. Welcome. You're on Talk Today. All right. Sometimes, a challenge. All right, as we wait for that call. So, for your business, tell us the name of it so that I get it right.
Eco Rides Cayman.
Eco Rides Cayman. Not Cayman Eco Rides. Eco Rides Cayman.
Eco Rides Cayman.
Right. And how do I, if I wanted to do it, how would I contact you?
You can go to our website. Our website is www.ecoridescayman.ky, and then you could just fill out the form on there, because it's kind of a specialized tour thing where, people you have to tell us your height and that kind of stuff, and age, and all those factors I take into account when we do the tour.
Okay.
And, I try to communicate with them, because I'm able to know whether, feel people out to say whether that tour would be good for them in the length and that kind of stuff. So, it works out great. I just managed to take I've had a lot of people over the years write articles on my eco rides which I didn't know about, and they've really gave me some great reviews. And I just got a lady from a group from Lonely Planet that contacted me. And they're here in Cayman. They were here, I think, over 2 weeks. They're still here. And I took them on a tour, and they were very impressed. I didn't do anything different from the others. I try to be as fair as anything. I don't try to do nothing special for them, other way.
Everything you do is special.
Everything is
Sorry,
special.
you see, this guy is modest.
Yeah.
All right,
So,
I'm going to drill into that in a bit.
Yeah.
Let's go to the line. Let's go to the phones. Let's call. Good afternoon. Welcome to you on Talk Today.
Hello.
Hi, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
How are you today, sir?
Okay.
Okay. Well, good to hear from you, man. Thank you. Hope it gets better for you, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay.
I like to speak about something you came on Drac.
Yes, sir.
You know for sure. You know Mr. Raymond Scott.
Yes, sir.
He's always, explaining about the passing King Drac and King Land and you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
We're listening, sir.
He's a good man, and for 2.5 years ago now, he would really let you know what's going on up there. Ships are passing, and I really think like the government. Are you listening?
Yes, sir. Yes, so you're talking about Mr. Raymond Scott, and he does give us a lot of good information about it.
Right.
Yes, sir.
My name is Alan Myers, and I spoke to him down here, right? I heard on the radio the hurricane had kind of washed out his yard, his house. And I mean, from then, the government has yet. I went to the Draca, was a 1.5 ago.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I inquired, did they give you an help? He said, no. I think right, you should help him.
Well, that's certainly.
You know for yourself. He's always giving you, information what's going on.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. I think the government should help him.
Mr. Miles, it's good that people like you reach out and recognize that, and perhaps that public appeal might be able to. And there are a lot of need in this community, and a lot of well-deserving, and hopefully, we do it not only to people like that, but to our elderly as we look after to the needs of our young people and their schooling. Are there other things you want to share with us, Mr. Miles?
No, because I spoke to this man up there in the back. I told him I was going to call him. I did call him a few weeks. Now I'm calling him because I think they should answer him.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, thanks for making that, and hopefully it doesn't, fall, on fallow ground. Thank you very much, Mr. Miles.
Thank you, sir.
God bless, sir. All right.
Okay.
Take care. Well,
yeah.
Nobi, I think we have that break to take now, Mr. DJ. All right. We'll figure out what that is. That could be, Nobi's. Yeah. We're going to pause and take a break. When we come back, we want you to join us. Give us a shout. Share your thoughts with us. We're going to talk to Nobi and Facebook and suss out from him a little more information on EcoRides.ky. He's not telling me nothing. Let me see what he shares. Stay tuned for Talk Today.
Business owners, managers, and marketers interested in learning how digital and social media marketing can help grow your business? Join Yellow Media Group Monday, May 27th at Yellow DigiCon and unleash your company's digital potential. Learn from international digital marketing and social media experts, including speakers from Google and Matchcraft, plus a Fortune 500 digital marketing strategist. Complimentary registration for Yellow Media Group customers. Register now at digiconcayman.com or findyellow.com. Presented by Yellow Media Group in partnership with Google.
Keeping cool in Cayman is essential, but can be costly. Making small adjustments to your household can lead to big savings and help protect the environment. Keep your blinds, curtains, doors, and windows closed when it's hot outside. Using a fan instead of AC will use less power and can cost a mere third of air conditioning. And when using a fan, rotate it anti-clockwise, which will blow the cool air downward, saving even more energy and money. Visit the Ministry of Commerce, Planning, and Infrastructure Facebook page for more tips on alternatives to AC and be an energy advocate.
Hi, this is Bob Kingsley, and this weekend on the Countdown,
we're proudly sponsored by Merengue Town. Liven up your weekends and let loose with grooves of Merengue Town. It's time to feel the rhythm, time to feel the vibes. It's time for Merengue Town.
And, of course, the rest of the 40 hottest hit makers on radio this weekend on the Country Top 40.
Support our port, support our tourism.
Tourism is estimated to contribute 25 to 30% to our GDP, and 80% of our tourism industry comes from cruise. You do the math. It's time to build the piers and protect our cruise tourism industry into the future.
Looking forward, looking bright.
Learn more and spread the word.
Support our port, support our tourism.
Talk today.
But I do have some questions.
Talk today.
Cayman Islands' foremost listeners participation program.
Talk today.
Because there are more questions than answers.
What the public is saying.
Waiting to take your calls right now. Sterling Dwayne Ebanks.
Hey, good afternoon. Welcome back to Talk Today. In the studio, Shane Nobi Edwards joins me, man. And if I can highlight an entrepreneur in the tourism sector, if Shane Nobi doesn't mind me, trying to draw out of him, because there's a thing about our people. There's not just a professionalism and a strong work ethic and a business acumen, but there's a sense of humility for the most of us. Exclude the ones that get in politics like me. We're not. We're just quiet, right? But I'm very, if you don't mind, I'm very proud of you, people like you. I look at you, my brothers and the others, and see whether it's 4 o'clock in the morning that you get up, and whether for you half a day is literally 12 hours. That's half a day. You work countless and tirelessly, so thank you, man.
Well, I'm proud of you too, because we both graduated together right after each other at University of Tampa.
Yeah,
so
man. It's good days, huh?
It's good days. Hard work, right? People don't understand.
For you. I just relax, man. No, but no, to be able to take, and to follow the passion, follow your love, and to be an ambassador to our visitors, to give them an experience where they come. You were sharing about the notion of finding out from the customer, what is it the customer is, so that you can appreciate, well, if they come along, would this type of ride and tour be better for this age, for this size, height person and the like,
Yeah. I think what really helped me was that I believe I was in customer service from working when I was mutual funds, working with other stuff like that, because you have to deal with all of these investors, shareholders, or what have you, and you have to respond to them, and you have to be careful what you say and how you say it. So basically, I think that prepared me for what I was doing. So, like I said, almost everything that I done, I try to use it in a positive light with my tour. I think what people want though is to experience Cayman. What was Cayman, or what used to be the old Cayman, and I think East End has that to offer. I think my tours and probably the things that I discuss in it that most people don't discuss is probably what people like. Of course, the cycling community, which I didn't know, is a kind of special community. There's a lot of avid cyclists that really enjoy cycling, and they, go all over the world doing these kind of things. I didn't really notice when I started this tour. I did it out of just, I believe, taking someone on a bike tour through the District of East End would be a great thing.
Yeah.
And that's the honest truth. I've never even been on another bike tour.
Yeah. Well, certainly, man. And what you are doing is a great thing. With that, 2 callers, let's pick them up one by one. Welcome, good afternoon. You're on Talk Today. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Good afternoon.
Okay, I didn't hear the customary beep.
Okay, well, let's try that again, because we didn't get a customer beep. Really? Beep, 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 beep. Is that better?
Oh, much better.
Man, you see that? You put East End in the West Bay. Good afternoon, sir. Let me behave.
Okay. Actually, I wanted, since we are talking so much about the new port, the proposed port.
Yes, sir.
And it's coming down to the point now where we may get close to a referendum. I don't know. But I wanted to ask your guest a question. If he would venture to mention a percentage of his business that might be coming from cruise ship passengers.
Well, I have had some cruise ship guests on my tour, and they all enjoy my tour, but I do not. I've looked at the arrangements that people have for the cruise ships or what have you. It is not beneficial for me as a small business. I get people booking me outside of the cruise ship, and it's kind of difficult because my tours all start at 7 a.m. in the morning. So in order for me to pick up a cruise ship guest, I have to do a special booking. So I do a minimum booking amount. And I've had a lot of people up until probably about a month ago in Christmas and January. But I don't get a lot of guests from the cruise ship. And it's just designed for me. I want guests that are on island, because when they come up to my district, well, I mean, it's not a problem to get everybody, because some of my great guests came from cruise ship as well. But to have, when I take people through the district of East End, I want to show them the district and hoping that they will return back and get some food or something else within the district. So basically, to answer your question, is a very minimal percentage that I get from cruise ship guests. I mostly get overnight stay guests.
Okay, I thank you for that comment. I suspected as much. There's a couple of. It's actually the first time that I visited your website, which I just did, because I didn't know you existed, and so I kind of looked at the price and I said to myself, well, if a cruise ship was selling that, it would probably be twice as much.
Yeah.
Because they sure wouldn't want you to get the lion's share. And so I just wanted to actually get that comment out of you to state a percentage. I was open to hear that, you 50% or whatever comes from cruise ship passengers, but I didn't think that would be the case.
Let me also inject and say this, right? Because if you didn't hear about me before, we were on here a while back, and I was mentioning some other hurdles I had to go through with my business. And I can tell you that not only, the cruise ship is a minimal thing, but when I did these tours, my first initial reason for doing them was to get business from the 2 resorts in my district. And I also get minimal guests from there. My guests are coming from 7 Mile Beach, from, the Ritz, the Kimpton, the Westin, Grand Cayman Marriott, and those places like that, or people who learn about me and book me before they come to Cayman, in different condos. So just to say to you, maybe cycling isn't a thing for those guests over there, but I'm doing pretty well, and I'm happy for those guests who take our tours. Now, it says a lot to me, because I believe that those resorts, what I have to offer is a great product for those resorts. Because if someone wants to buy their timeshare resorts, and if someone wanted to buy a timeshare, they would want to fall in love or know about the district of East End. And I'm the only person that is doing that right now. There's no one else. So just to point it out to you, I'm not too concerned about the cruise ship guests. I'm more concerned about what's happening in my district, and the product is there, which people are not really using.
Yeah. Well, again, I want to say thank you for your comments. I concur with most of what you say, because back in the early 80s, I had a bicycle rental place along 7 Mile Beach in what is known as the Falls. That was during the time when Holiday Inn was still there, and that was actually the mainstay of my business. But I noticed in particular, even then, many of the people that are on cruise ships, they are not really that inclined to go and get on a bicycle and explore the island's attraction that way. Now, I understand some of it. They have a limited time available, but also I think the encouragement from the cruise ship companies is not necessarily there. It certainly wasn't at that time, and cruise ship visits were much less at that time. So anyway, I do not want to belabor the point, but thank you for your comments.
Gotcha. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. If I may just ask, though, if it's not meant to be too intrusive, nor certainly not offensive at this stage, I think of properties along 7 Mile Beach, and I think to two things. Way back when, as the caller reference, and even more recently, even seen as recent as the 90s, where local operators would be challenged to have the opportunity to go into the hotels. This was, most on 7 Mile Beach, and with a view to drum up business. So much so that these racks that were put up, there was some contention as to whether or not, allegations even, that the brochures were taken out and thrown in the garbage, if they were even allowed to be left. We know some of those stories. Contrast that to the early days when people went there and they were not only welcome, but they were sort of invited and say, hey, come, so we can give our guests these things. In the eastern districts, I would presume smaller resorts, smaller hotels, much more accommodating. I mean, they want to make sure their guests don't have to come into town to do stuff. Is that the case, or am I living in
To be honest, I really don't know. I mean, I must say that I operate my tours. We start from at the Wyndham every day, and I don't get much guests from the Wyndham. Now, what's happening on the inside, most places, this is one of the concerns that I told you a while back that we had with the display racks, that I did not want to see that change in the tourism law, or I think it's the
hotels. Which one is it?
The hotel, one of those laws that refers to display racks being in the foyer of these places. Some places have moved the display racks or the display racks or the concierge to the third floor. So it's no longer in accordance with what the law states. Some places don't have a display rack in the district of East End. They have a rack in the back of their concierge section, and that means you have to pass your brochures to them, which they say some cases they have to approve. That's always been, those are the hiccups that we have. Now, granted, no one has stopped me from operating my tours from out front because I'm just there temporary and what have you. But I think in order for small businesses to get recognition, to be able to go out there and provide a service, they're already limited with their income, they need to get a push from the resorts. And the resorts need to, let people know about their services. Now, the other issue they're saying is that liability. Now, the law doesn't talk about liability in any aspect of it, right? The law just says the display rack should be there for small businesses to put there, or tourism businesses to put their flyers or whatever. Now, the hotels are saying if a guest goes out on a tour with, like me, on a bicycle tour, they get hurt, they can sue the resort. So they want to make sure that you have adequate liability insurance that would indemnify them or whatever the case is. So that's one of the reasons why they have to approve flyers that are put in their display rack. There's and the law states doesn't make any reference to approval of any flyers that go in the display rack.
Like most things, we come back. Lack of enforcement, lack of respect for the local product, the local populace, and the like.
Well, at the end of the day, what is actually happening is this. It works in their benefit because most of the people who are in the concierge section, and I'm being straight up, they might not give me no business, but they work based on people giving them wearing names. So
somebody grease their palms, right, and they send it their way.
And you already know the situation. I don't really do that. I'm sorry. I have never done that because
to.
my business has its own reputation, and if people want to take the tour, they take it based on that,
but
not from your pushing them my direction.
And if you're getting paid, you should be forced to have to disclose, I'm an endorsed spokesman.
Yeah.
You know, take this because I'm being paid to tell you it's a good thing.
Yeah.
All right. Nobody to talk about when we come back.
Yeah.
And you know what? Sometimes if it looks green, we should say it's green and not say it's blue. Stay tuned for Talk Today.
How would you like to drive off in a brand new 2019 all-white Mercedes-Benz CLA 250? On Saturday, June 1st at Mango Tree, you could be that lucky person. The Lions Club of Grand Cayman presents its annual charity fundraising event, Benzorama 2019. That's right, one lucky winner will be announced at the Mango Tree on Saturday, June 1st, and that lucky winner could be you.
If you don't have a ticket, you don't have a chance.
Tickets are $25 each, or 5 tickets for only $100. Proceeds from the funds raised go towards various Lions community projects. Tickets can be purchased online at eventpro.ky, or stop by one of our ticket outlets, including Radio Cayman Studios, Funky Tangs, South Coast Bar, Reflections Food for Less, and West Bay Road SO, or can be purchased from any of our active Lions community members. Benzorama 2019. We are all winners once you support the Lions and our community.
One TradeX knows there's more than one way to invest. One TradeX is the Cayman Islands' only fully licensed online broker-dealer, offering discount trading services to individual investors and traders, hedge fund managers, and family offices. One TradeX has the most competitive online trading prices of any offshore broker worldwide, with no custody or management fees, free demonstration accounts, and no charge to open an account with a $5,000 minimum deposit. Trade stocks, options, futures, bonds, and Forex. Learn more and open your free demo account today at OneTradeX.com. OneTradeX, the Cayman Islands' #1 choice for online brokerage. OneTradeX is licensed to conduct securities investment business by the Cayman Islands Monetary Authority.
Excuse me, I noticed you from afar.
Really? Me?
Well, not you. The KFC sandwich you're eating?
Oh, Zinger.
Sorry, I'm not trying to be funny.
No, it's called the Zinger Sandwich. Crunchy, juicy, 100% chicken breast, crisp lettuce, sweet mayo on a seeded bun with a little zing. KFC's chicken is not factory breaded, frozen and refried like the Burger Boys. Customize your KFC Zinger and dip it in barbecue sauce.
Wow, now I'm starting to notice you too.
KFC, it's finger licking good.
Are you seeking information on the proper process to start constructing your home or development? Do you know how to apply for a building permit and inspection? Are you up to date with current building codes? May is Building Safety Month, and the Department of Planning has a number of events to help you stay up to date with the building and planning process. To learn more about Building Safety Month and the training, information sessions, and demos offered for free to the public, visit planning.ky.
The Tuesday and Thursday edition of The Business Buzz is brought to you by Cayman Medical Supplies, providing quality pharmaceuticals, medical supplies, and consumer products to healthcare providers, retailers, and ultimately the patients at a reasonable rate in a friendly, caring, and timely manner. Cayman Medical Supplies is located at number 93 Smith Road, Windward Center. Telephone 949-6211.
Talk today. But I do have some questions. Talk today.
Cayman Islands' foremost listeners participation program.
Talk today.
Because there are more questions than answers.
What the public is saying.
Waiting to take your calls right now. Sterling Dwayne Ebanks.
Hey, good afternoon. Welcome back to Talk Today. Thanks for sharing the afternoon with me, and thanks again to Shane Noby Edwards for spending some time with us, man. And maybe as you sort of blaze the trails, as it were, no pun intended. Maybe it'll encourage more Caymanians that they can, not only be successful in the tourism sector, they can still pursue their academic sort of credentials. If nothing more, satisfy their trust fund, satisfy their parents. I think it's important, honestly, for every Caymanian to get as much, academic credentials as possible. But don't deny yourself the joy of, if you want to run a tour, riding bikes, taking people on the boat, running a restaurant, hey, be the ambassador in the tourism sector.
Well, I think one of the things, the ambassador part is the key. Man. Because what I saw, I tell you what really made me decide I had to do these tours or wanted to do these tours. I went on this tour, what they call it, the bioluminescence tour.
Yeah.
And they would tell me some things that I was like amazed, like with the sweet spot. They were really good guys, really good people.
Yeah.
But, you know, I was saying, why couldn't some locals do something like this?
But
that's what made me kind of like say.
Okay, this is why I was saying that us as people that live here should enjoy this, because we will go fishing, right? We'll go out in the night, and the steam little thing now that is such a big thing. Remember before, while you're waiting, you put your hand overboard and you run the water, and you would see it, and it was fascinating. Your parents would probably tell you about it, your older siblings would tell you about it. But we took it for granted, or we didn't appreciate it. Likewise with the caves and other things. These things are before us, we see it every day. We don't know how to monetize it. We don't have probably the sufficient insight, experience, and what have you, maybe exposure to, this is a good thing. Now, if we don't have people like yourselves who are successful, who see, by the example, sort of set for us that, hey, we put in the work, we put in the effort, we can get the reward as well.
Yeah. Well, the thing about it is, you got to look back. People like my father. My father was not an educated, highly educated man, but he was hardworking.
Mm-hmm.
And he was one of those guys who started off in the trucking industry and became his own employer, his own business.
Mm.
It's just about working hard and, staying steady to something that you really believe in. And I think that's what more Caymanians need to think about, because what's going to happen in and I'm speaking from the heart here now, what's going to happen in another 10, 15 years is that you're going to see other people come up, take these opportunities, do things, and then everybody's going to be a little bit upset. And then they're going to say, like, why couldn't I have done this? No, you have to take it by the horn and do something. I know it's hard and it's costly, but you got to do something. Now, what has just happened recently is a great thing by the representative from my district, my uncle, Arden McLean. He made a motion in the House. I don't know the full details, but someone told me about it. Sorry, I can't listen in the mornings and stuff.
You're working upon it.
We working. Right. But the proposal was the motion was to give people waivers, duty waivers, concessions and stuff, which was some of the things I spoke to him about way back when, that I thought that would have helped my business and others to get into the industry, because there is a barrier to entry into these industries, and it is money in a lot of cases, right? So we need to give them, the government need to see these key areas that actually will contribute to our history and heritage,
mm-hmm.
and that there are more Caymanians involved in them. Try to get them involved by giving them some incentive in these areas. This is very important for us, because Cayman only has 20,000 what we call indigenous people.
Is it that many?
Yeah, right? You think about it, in another 15, 20 years, 30 years, it's going to be minimized,
mm-hmm.
right? So who's going to carry on the culture and heritage in the country if we're not trying to talk about it from now and tell people about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
We need to get more of our people involved in this, and keep it up.
Yeah, man.
Right.
As we pursue that, let's pick up the next line, go to the phones. Good afternoon, you're on Talk Today.
Hi, Dwayne. This is Roy Barton. How are you?
Hey, Mr. Roy. How are you, sir?
Look here. I'm sorry that I just tuned into your program. I missed the first part, in fact, most of it, I suppose. And I'd like to get a telephone number from your guest, because I have some friends of mine that are going to be coming down from the States. In fact, it's going to be a group of 18 for the children and 14 adults. And I would really love to recommend them to your friend that's on there right now.
Well, thank
you very much, sir.
Nobi, you.
Yes, my phone number is 922-0754. That's the company number. And you can also shoot me an email at ecoridescayman@gmail.com. And, the only thing I can say to you is that just for safety purposes, we have limited our numbers on our tour to 11 people per tour, right? That's just standard what we do. I just concerned about the safety. I'm working on that because I've spoken to my uncle about the roads and stuff like that in East End. Although it's safe, East End is probably one of the best places to cycle, according to my guess. That's been in Cayman. Best places in Cayman.
So the number again, Nobi?
922-0754.
Did you get that, Mr. Roy?
Sure did.
Okay. And the email?
Email again?
The email is EcoRides, ECORIDES.
Is that ECO?
Yes.
Echo Ride.
Rides.
CAY.
Cayman, CAY.
Of course, yeah.
MAN. That's all right. At Gmail.
No kidding. I didn't know how to spell it.
At gmail.com.
At Gmail, okay.
Yes, sir.
And I'm still going to, even though it's, as I said before, it's going to be 14 adults and 4 children, but still.
We can break it up.
Maybe all of them don't want to go at the same time.
Right.
So.
We can break it up. And I just did that. We just had a big group called the Flying Dentists. Some dentists that actually fly their own plane and came in here. And we broke it up among 2 days. They totally enjoyed the tours as well.
Yeah, man.
But I'm going to recommend them to see you or to call you, whatever the case might be.
Thank you very much, sir.
Okay, then.
Appreciate it.
A lot.
Yes, sir.
Okay, then.
Blessings to you, Mr. Roy. Okay, sir. Bye. All right. Wow. News break. A couple more minutes with Nobi. Something else I want to ask you about. See how quickly it goes, man?
Yeah, go ahead.
You didn't think you would have fun.
Yeah, no. I always have fun, man.
When we come back, more talk today.
Satisfaction is guaranteed 24 hours a day, whether it's music or information.
From Grand Cayman to Cayman Brac to Little Cayman, we've got you covered.
You ever hear a thing like that?
Radio Cayman in the Cayman Islands.
Radio Cayman.
Radio Cayman's newsroom. These are the biggest stories right now.
The Cayman Islands Marketing Professionals Association has launched an annual 5,000 CI dollar scholarship to support local students with an interest in marketing or other related fields. Sponsorship is available in the following levels: title sponsor, 5,000 CI dollars, partner sponsor, 2,500 CI dollars, and supporting sponsor, 1,000 CI dollars. The application is open to the Cayman Islands residents between the ages of 16 to 25, and the scholarship application period will close on June 30th. Good afternoon, I'm Dion Anglin with your headlines. In news elsewhere, Lucky Diners were accidentally served a $4,500 bottle of wine at a restaurant. Hawksmoor Manchester said on Twitter it hoped the customers had enjoyed their evening after being given the pricey 2001 bottle of Chateau Le Pin Pomerol. The diners ordered a 260-pound Bordeaux, but received the bottle of the same vintage, which was 17 times the price. A mortified staff member who made the error has been urged to keep their chin up, as one-off mistakes do happen. And climate activists have occupied a gas pipeline connecting Russia and Germany and are skateboarding inside. The demonstrators who oppose the use of fossil fuels say the Nord Stream 2 will be more detrimental to the environment than the authorities claim. Police say at least 5 people are occupying the pipes near Rankelsburg in northern Germany. That's a wrap of your headlines. I'm Dion Anglin.
Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands.
What's happening in your community? News and information, music and more. You can find us. www.radiocayman.gov.ky. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Radio Cayman is your choice, your voice for today's biggest news. Radio Cayman.
Talk today. But I do have some questions. Talk today.
Cayman Islands' foremost listeners participation program.
Talk today.
Because there are more questions than answers.
What the public is saying.
Waiting to take your calls right now. Sterling Dwayne Ebanks.
Hey, good afternoon. Welcome back to Talk Today. Thanks so much for joining us in the studio. The company of Nobi. We're talking about tourism and tourism specifically in the Eastern Districts. And he let me focus a little bit on his business, Eco Rides Cayman. So he said the website is ecoridescayman.ky?
Yes.
All right.
KY.
Yeah, people these days, they like websites.
Yeah.
But no, man, Nobi, it's really not only encouraging, right, and motivating, but I tell you what, to be able to see, we're inspired, and the fact that, as you shared, whether it's 4 o'clock in the morning, you get up, making sure that you're prepared to see that industry, that diligence, the perseverance, and hopefully there's an element of success, that befalls you. But I know you've got to get back into work in a bit, so a couple of minutes, share with us as you wish.
Yeah. No, my work is already done. Anyway, no, man. Basically, I wanted to also say, we were talking about that motion my uncle made in the House, or the representative for the District of East End has made, and that's a great thing. In addition to that, I'd like to thank the government. I think they're doing a great job, because they just made a purchase of 2 purchases in the District of East End, which is great. One is the East End blowholes, which people probably didn't realize was privately owned for a long time, and the government has now purchased it, and that's a great purchase. There are other purchases that I've suggested, and I would love to see purchases, like the Winters Land Cistern, which I go to on some of my tours. Would love to see that purchased by the government as well. These are key areas that everybody wants to use, and these are key areas that the government needs to preserve. In the same way, I think we really need to preserve those areas, because that's how key I think they are, personally. And I'm sure my uncle and those people feel the same way. I'm now out here and seeing this, and East End being the place where the blue iguanas are and stuff, things that I see on my tours too. It just, I can't tell people enough about the treasures we have in Cayman. East End, I say East End, but it's all Cayman, right? I don't know what else is all over the place here, but there's a lot of things.
But see, that's the thing, I would speak of Barcas, for instance, right? And from a child going up there, we'll go around by boat, and you come in, and you get to enjoy it. It's the way it is. Now, there's a balance between development and preservation of public lands and private lands and the like. But if we don't have it there and it's accessible, we're not able to go and share as you've done. That's what I like with what you're doing. You're from the soil. You grew up in, but yet you see it through eyes that not taken for granted, that you actually want to see it preserved, shared with others, but respectfully and responsibly. So I commend you for it, man. It's wonderful.
Again, I don't want this to just seem about me, right? I've been blessed and very, very thankful for everything that happened in my life. I don't know why some things are the way they are, right? My grandparents just have done some great things with me that have helped me a lot, and I'm trying to give back something as well. I don't know how else to explain it. And I think that everything my grandparents have done has helped me with this tour. So it's kind of a different kind of twist from most other people. But I'm trying to say to people that take your experiences, your life, and turn it into something positive. However it may be, it doesn't have to be positive for anyone else but you. And then you'll see they'll probably just fall along and understand.
So if you have joy, then you can share joy.
That's how I feel.
Yeah, man. Well, it is unfortunate that we don't appreciate as much as we should. Yeah. But
and the other thing I wanted to say was I really think that the government is doing some good stuff. Although I can't agree with the Department of Tourism or the Ministry of Tourism with not responding to me in certain things and my questions about the law and that kind of stuff. But on a bigger scale, I would love to see the government take it upon themselves to get the cycling lanes in place for the eastern districts, because this will make it better for everybody that's cycling. East End, North Side, these areas are where people are riding almost every weekend. It's where I have my tours, but there's a lot of people riding there. Let's try to make it safe. not just having the shore there, the
shoulder and
the shoulder there with all of these rocks in there. Let's clean it up. Let's have it as a bike lane. I think that would be something that would be very helpful and make the roads a lot safer. Although I do think East End is a very safe place, North Side, very safe place to ride. But we're seeing more traffic now than I've seen when I first started.
Yeah, so make it safer for all of us. I mean, and that will encourage perhaps more healthy practices as well.
Yeah,
I know you've got your your afternoon as you joke about your work is done. But any closing thoughts you want to leave with us, man?
Don't know what to say. I had some things in mind. I don't write nothing down. I just bring it up. So I had some things in mind, but they're gone. But I want to say shout out to Big Tree Barbecue in East End. I want to shout out Miss Vivien's and of course Herman's and Eastern Starfish Fry, and of course my brother at Pirates Cove Bar. And Tuka, let's make out Tuka over there too. Guys, people, I know everybody visits East End on the weekends. You probably got busy with K-Mass this weekend, but try to visit East End. Come up, support the local people over there, and buy some food like I've seen people doing. It looks great to me every weekend. I'm seeing people there.
Yeah,
right.
Man. Even West Bay's go up East End. I got family that come up there and I'm like, East End again? And they come get fish, man. Have you got fish in West Bay?
And I also got to say hello to Miss Carmen. She might not be listening, but Miss Carmen Conley. I have to remember these people because we just lost a great lady, Miss Marble McLaughlin there in the district that used to cook and stuff. And again, I don't like to put a lot of stuff on my tours, but this is a big part of my tour. I get my cassava cake from Miss Carmen and some coconut tarts that I give my guests, and that's making them taste a little bit of Cayman as well.
See, that's what I tell you, being an ambassador. They not only see the place, they get a chance to chat with you, but you give them a different perspective, man.
Different perspective, bro.
You know what I'm saying? A little local flavor.
That's it. Yeah. So I'm excited about K-Mass. Looking forward to being out there on the road this weekend. Nayaman Photography.
Yeah, man.
And, looking forward for next year. They say one carnival. I don't know what's going to happen there. But it's all unity, you know what I mean? Let's have a little bit of unity going on.
There you go, man. One love, right?
Love.
No, keep it up, man. Keep it up. And hopefully you can come back in again. Maybe we can get a expanded round table, look at the tourism from the Eastern Districts. Huh?
Definitely, man.
All right. We're going to pause. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll have some open line for the remainder of the program. So stay tuned for Talk Today.
How would you like to drive off in a brand new 2019 all-white Mercedes-Benz CLA 250? On Saturday, June 1st at Mango Tree, you could be that lucky person. The Lions Club of Grand Cayman presents its annual charity fundraising event, Benzorama 2019. That's right, one lucky winner will be announced at the Mango Tree on Saturday, June 1st, and that lucky winner could be you.
If you don't have a ticket, you don't have a chance.
Tickets are $25 each, or 5 tickets for only $100. Proceeds from the funds raised go towards various Lions community projects. Tickets can be purchased online at eventpro.ky, or stop by one of our ticket outlets, including Radio Cayman Studios, Funky Tangs, South Coast Bar, Reflections Food for Less, and West Bay Road SO, or can be purchased from any of our active Lions community members. Benzorama 2019. We are all winners once you support the Lions and our community.
A caring and community spirit, cherished family and cultural values. These are some of the things that still embodies the Caymanian way of life in the Eastern Districts today. Savannah Pharmacy, your neighborhood pharmacy, located in Countryside Shopping Village, is delighted to offer products and services of real value. Whether it's catering to your family's medical needs or carrying apparel, gifts, and beauty products, Savannah Pharmacy provides you with more than just prescriptions. Remember, they're always just around the corner with everything your family needs and convenient opening hours, including Sundays and holidays. Savannah Pharmacy. For more information, call 946-3336.
Sports fans, Tune in to Radio Cayman Sports Extra Show.
Hi, I'm Bruce Lee Colson.
Sports Extra.
This and every Tuesday night, right here on Radio Cayman, 89.9 and 93.9, Cayman Brack and Little Cayman.
Sports Extra, 7 to 8 p.m. right here on Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands. Sports Extra.
Proudly brought to you by King Sports Center, providing your fitness, recreation, and relaxation needs.
Place household garbage in large bags prior to its placement in a garbage container to avoid spillage during collection. A suitable garbage container must be made of sturdy materials that will allow it to withstand weathering. A tightly fitted cover is also necessary to keep out water and stray animals. Do your part. Keep your surroundings clean. Store household garbage in a suitable garbage container. For more tips on proper waste packaging, please visit DEH website at www.deh.gov.ky.
Talk today. But I do have some questions. Talk today.
Cayman Islands' foremost listeners participation program.
Talk today.
Because there are more questions than answers.
What the public is saying.
Waiting to take your calls right now. Sterling Dwayne Ebanks.
Hey, good afternoon. Welcome back to Talk Today. Let's have some open line for the remainder of our show. 949-8037, 949-6990. Or you can WhatsApp 925-3261. And thanks very much, to Nobi for sharing some time with us. Hopefully, we'll see his, not just his enthusiasm, the great ambassador he is for our tourism sector, but through, his own challenges and struggles, success, hopefully is there, that we'll be inspired and we'll follow, our passions. Maybe we'll venture into the hospitality sector if that's where we want to go. And hopefully, we'll remove as much as possible all the impediments that are there, whether, there are some of the bureaucracies that we talk about, or whether it's the practices within the private sector that may hinder, hamper, or somehow hurt the growth or even the establishment of businesses. Let's make it successful. If all of us are able to raise the bar, then it'll be much better. Perhaps it'll be even easier. But certainly, if we all enjoy a great and improve, quality of life and standard of living, wouldn't it be better? Wouldn't it be better? 949-8037, 949-6990. Or toll free at 1-800-534-8255. 2:15 or thereabouts. So for the next 15 minutes or so, why don't you share your thoughts with us and give us your perspective to that first caller. I trust and hope that it wasn't necessarily an issue with his phone or otherwise, but his sentiments relative to what we see unfolding in our communities is unfortunate. And just by the number of messages, even while nobody was on, but a few calls of prayer, it seems this issue of racism and discrimination and prejudice is even more rampant in our communities. And for some reason, all of us, or a majority of us, who seem like are unwilling to confront. I certainly don't want that to be par for the course in this country. And let's ensure that we deal with it head on. But one message came through saying simply that, some people look at you and because of your nationality, your skin color, and treat you a certain way. Now, what do you call that? 949-8837, 949-6990. But there's always some, really, really excellent examples to point to. The level of charitable giving and contributions in our society. And if you don't mind, I would mind commending the Lions Club for their continuing service. And if you haven't yet got your Benzarama ticket, please, come by Radio Cayman and pick up, or see any other Lions member. Did you then? What do you think? We can have a good time on the Benzarama? Okay, now hold a minute. I just need to figure out how to hear you.
All right, can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
You can hear me now.
All right.
For those who are interested in purchasing tickets, we do have some tickets here today for Benzarama 2019. Once again, tickets are $25 pre-sold. If you buy 4, you get 1 free. So you can get 5 tickets for $100, and the drawing is just 3 weeks away. and tickets are moving extremely fast. So if you haven't got the ticket, you don't have a chance. I always say that.
Well, I tell you what, that's like how to say, nothing venture, nothing gain, right? Now, there are many people who say, well, what if I'm off island? What if I'm not there that evening when the ticket is drawn?
You can be in Japan, you can be in China, it doesn't matter where you are.
Even in West Bay?
You can be in West Bay. Once the ticket is drawn, the phone number and the person's name will be called.
All
so
right.
even if you're not on island, the ticket will still go to the rightful.
So even Cameron Brackers can buy a
Cayman
ticket?
Brackers can win it. Once you have a ticket, you got a chance. You can purchase tickets online as well. If you're in Cayman Brack, you want to get a ticket, go to eventpro.ky. And you can purchase tickets online.
All right, and then convert it to what's the exchange rate when you buy it on the
Cayman
Brack?
Brack to Cayman,
Yeah.
I think it's 0.85 rocks. 0.85 rocks.
Oh boy, my found in the Brack are gonna really give me a warm time. Good to get out over there for a while. No, but seriously, so the convenience, whether you buy it in person, whether you buy it online,
Yes.
of course you could buy it on the day, but don't wait till then. Huh?
Yeah, tickets are also available at Funky Tanks, which is a quick place to stop in. And of course, you can check any of our Lions members. So
And Reflections as well.
Reflections, Food for Less does carry the tickets. West Bay Road Esso and South Coast Bar and Grill. They also have tickets. So once again, if you buy a ticket, consider it a contribution to the community. As the Lions, each and every week and month, they go out and do community projects, which includes but not limited to site screening, the Lions Eye Clinic. We have the colon cancer and research and different stuff that they contribute to, as well. Like I said, different restoration projects, food pantry. So once again, you could win a brand new 2019 Mercedes-Benz while supporting the community. So great cause.
I joked about it the other day, but what if you came with a chauffeur? I mean, that would be.
I think the chauffeur will have to be extra.
It could be extra, you think?
Yeah.
That would be extra itself.
So, if I sold a winning ticket, I'd probably chauffeur someone around for a week or so. But yeah.
Take it home in the evening and bring it back in the morning for him?
Yeah.
Oh, we could hold you to that, DJ Lynn, your personal chauffeur.
But yeah, like I said, and as we get close to the date, tickets move even faster. So if you don't have a ticket by now, as it is now, we have to reprint tickets tomorrow. So that's how fast the tickets are moving. So make sure you get a ticket.
And then there are those people who would want to buy a particular sequence of numbers, whether it's a birthday, something.
Right.
And the longer the wait, less the chance, that ticket is going to be available. Huh?
Yeah, like I said, everybody has a story. Everybody has their own method of picking a ticket. Some look at a children's birthday, some look at the wedding anniversary, different things. So, whatever, like I said, as long as you got a ticket, you got a chance.
No ticket, no chance.
No ticket, no chance.
All right. Well, I'm glad, and I know for many of us who either, are involved in it, whether it's in the service clubs and we're selling tickets, as good as the initiative is, as much as you want. For us, it's a challenge to ask somebody if you want to buy a ticket,
Right.
But this is a good way to maybe help others to overcome that little anxiety.
Yeah, one of the strategies I use when I first come up to people, I ask them, hey, have you gotten your ticket yet? And then they're like, ticket for what? And then I get into details and information about Benzorama, how much a ticket costs, what they could win and all that. So, and, when you're doing that, you might necessarily, like I said, get the person at that moment, that time. Maybe they're strapped, the budget doesn't allow for it to happen. But once you inform people, you give them an opportunity to, at a later date, then be more informed as to if they want to purchase a ticket, 4 tickets, 5 tickets, whatever it is. So,
but as you shared, it's just, a few more Saturdays away.
Yep.
And was it June the 1st, right?
June 1st at the Mango Tree.
It's the drawing. Yep. So that day of the 1st, you'll be at the Mango Tree selling tickets as well?
Yes, that's correct. Up until 11:30 that night.
And then during the day, if people want to come and hang out and be a part of...
You come out, and that's one of the good things. So people just come out there. We're going to be music, drinks, celebrations. And as people, I guess, anticipate as they get closer towards the drawing. So hopefully, and my hopes is that if the ticket is pulled, maybe perhaps, like I said, you don't have to be there, but it would be kind of nice to see the winner on site. So if you have a ticket, come out on June 1st and, bring a friend, family member, whatever it is, and see if you're, rather than having to wait for the phone call that you want a ticket.
You'll be right there?
Car, you'll be right there.
Wow.
You can just hand you the keys.
Well, I remember the first, few Benzeramas and, the country stars that would come down.
Yes.
I thought in those days the ticket was $100.
Yeah, tickets were, because you were paying for a whole show back then.
Yeah, yeah. And it was a wonderful show. Whether you saw Tanya Tucker in the first one, whether you got a chance to see Conway or Charlotte Pride. I mean, it was good.
You remember them, huh?
You're making me sound old, man.
You remember them?
No, but why I say that is that my parents, my mother specifically, she didn't buy it with the intent of winning. She bought it because she thought that amount of money, that was a long time ago, was a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
But it was, in her mind, going to a great cause.
Yes.
Whether it was the construction of the pool in the initial days or whether it was the funding of the Lions Eye Clinic. She saw the work that the Lions were doing and she wanted to make a contribution. Winning the car would be, just icing on the cake. Getting to see the, Tanya Tucker or Charlotte Pride in the concert. But, tickets went well. But people did it then as they do it now because they want to support a great cause.
Yes.
So,
absolutely.
Yeah. 5 tickets for $100. Not a bad deal.
Yep, not a bad deal.
All right.
And next year we're going to explore into a little difference in pricing and stuff so we can get between the $25, $65, and $100 range. So, but right now it's $25 and $100.
All right. Well, tickets are here at Radio Cayman. Do not call my number because I can't get you tickets. Call DJ Lynn. Come by Radio Cayman and you can get tickets or from any Alliance member or from some of the outlets, including Reflections, Food for Less, and Funkatangs, right?
Yep.
All right. Well, DJ Lynn, I say that, when I look at not just the charitable and, unselfish nature of so many others, must commend the Lions in this instance for their continuing good community efforts, man. So hopefully this Benzerama will be another resounding success.
Yeah, I'm hoping that this one will beat last year's record, so that's the hopes. And so far, it looks like we could be heading that direction.
Yeah.
With having to reprint tickets now, we could be in a driver's seat of that Mercedes-Benz and, just heading towards a new direction of, supporting the community and stuff through this kind of initiative.
Yeah, man. It is a lot of, unfortunately, growing need within our community because of different things that are unfolding. But if we all tackle it head on and tackle it together, we can make something, positive out of what otherwise would probably be a very harrowing experience. So, Cayman is a beautiful place. We have a lot to be thankful for, but we can't stick our heads in the sand. We just can't let, some of us driverless vehicles. We need to be at the helm sometimes, The sail is much better if it's in the sunset, but then if you got a companion, much better too, right?
Or a chauffeur.
Well, a chauffeur sounds good, yeah. But then I'm going to get elected to get one of those, huh? Yeah. I don't know. Become the governor, perhaps. So DJ Lynn is offering to chauffeur the winner for a week. But you got to pay extra for that. So let's see, sponsor Alliance program. We could work that out. Let me see what I can come up with.
All right, let's see what you come up with. Anyways, thank you very much on behalf of the Lions Club of Grand Cayman. Sterling, appreciate your support and this as well.
A pleasure, man. A genuine.
Thank you to Radio Cayman for allowing us to use the time. And of course, be able to promote this event.
Well, thank you for and to you and to all the Lions in this instance for your continued efforts. And if you don't mind me, I'm so proud of the Lions Club of Tropical Gardens. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Even though they admitted, man, they're still good. I can see Clinton going, hey. No, but
you're trying to get us in trouble here.
Yeah, somewhat. No, but there is so much, that people collectively do that are so good and so encouraging.
Yeah, and as I said yesterday when I was on air, we were invited. The Lions Club of Grand Cayman was invited to speak at the Rotary Central meeting, which was good because we were able to sell $1,000 worth of tickets to their members, which is a great contribution that, we may have not gotten otherwise. So it's good that, like-minded people, even though serving different organizations, is still able to, look at the bigger picture and say, hey, we're all in this to support the community.
Yeah, man. Well, as you know, I got two very good friends. One who's a Lion, one who's a Rotarian, right? And every time we meet together, I always can see the banter. And the Lion man always looks at him and say, well, we know we do the work. You guys just write the checks. So I won't. Maybe the next time we meet, I probably have to be buying twice as much.
Imagine if there was a spouse now we're part. The husband was a Lion and the wife was a Rotarian. That would be
yeah, no, I
who write the checks in, huh?
Yeah, well, she probably won't control everything anyway.
She control everything.
That's probably how it is. But it's good to see that camaraderie and that sort of support amongst the service clubs. But it speaks to what the community is like on a whole. For the most part, we're very encouraging, very nurturing, very supportive. There are, unfortunately, some little ills and evils that we can tackle. Yep. And once we acknowledge, we can address it.
Yep.
Small steps.
Indeed.
So come by Radio Cayman for the Benzarama ticket. Or go by...
Yeah, because there's a lot of people that would like to support the community, but not necessarily willing to dive into a club and necessarily give their full time, effort, and energy. They might have kids to raise, whatever the situation may be. But this buying a ticket is your ticket to support the community.
Yeah, man. And if you end up winning the prize, in this case, the vehicle, well, that's... you can do what you want at that point, but making a contribution, whether you buy the 5 tickets for 100, whether you buy 1 ticket or 2 for 25 each, as you feel led to do.
Yeah.
But what I say, if everybody contributes something as they can, as they wish, as they feel led to do, then, maybe positive can only be positive, right?
Yep.
All right. Well, that is the Benzarama coming up on the 1st of June, so get your ticket now. Tomorrow's Friday already?
Yes, sir.
All right, well, anybody knows Ray Banker and they see him up at the archive constantly, and if they see him up late working hard, that's because he's a diligent, studious individual and he's been preparing for a month of CYC coming up tomorrow. And I learn things from Ray every day, and a lot of it, and most of it, is actually helpful. So tomorrow, it'll even be more so. I'm looking forward to being able to enjoy his company and share, some of the hard work and research that he's doing. Because as he says, I'm just along for the heavy lifting. Tomorrow, come back for, see what I'm saying, right in the Talk Today slot. But please start the day off with Mr. Art and join him for the record. Until then, be blessed.
Wherever you go, whatever you do, whenever you need me, how can I say how much you've done for me? How much I have just knowing I had you. You touch my world and I'll never be the same. You touch my heart and now everything has changed. You are the one in this life I'll remember. Wherever you go, whatever you do, wherever you are, my heart is with you. No matter how far, I'll always be near. Yeah, yeah. I hope there'll be a part of me with you, oh baby. Just call my name and I'll hear you on the ring. Just close your eyes and I'll find you once again. Just know that